When a family is welcomed into Family Promise and they come through our gates, they are no longer homeless. This is actually a permanent address. You're no longer homeless. You're in a situation and we're going to help you get out of that. It's very much like family here. That's key to our helping that family believe that they can do this.
The heart of Family Promise, well, I'd first definitely say that it is the churches, the host congregations. I think that is where the majority of the healing, the connection between families and our volunteers happen.
It's families helping families. It's the relationship that makes this really work.
We elicit feedback from our families on, okay, what's been your experience at the church? And that's where they feel, again, the safety, that people care about them, that they're nurtured, that people care about their children and their well-being.
One of the things that we have to deal with right away with our families is to help them believe in themselves again, and that we're there to help them get back on their feet. That's probably the most important things that we do to help these families. In addition to that, I think I would say employment. It's the belief that they can get work again. Family Promise has such a high rate of success in getting people employment. Over 50% of our families are employed within 28 days of arrival at Family Promise. You can't do what I do or our staff does without falling in love with these families. You can't do it. So I think that also helps to tell these families, you're just like us. We know you're in a circumstance and we're going to help you get out of it. 2012 has been so many dramatic changes, and with the help of the City of Scottsdale, we secured funds to be able to transform our offices into a second day center. So to go from around 48 families to a total of almost 100 families, we needed to transform the day center and recruit new churches. We were able to do that. We had a dream, and the dream was to be able to welcome families with their pets. And one day, out of the middle of nowhere, I get a call from an assistant to Joe O'Leary, the Vice President of Supply Chain Management at PetSmart, says, Joe O'Leary attended your gala and believes in what you're doing, and we'd like to have a conversation of how we might be able to help you. They funded the entire project to be able to transform Family Promise into the first ever homeless shelter in Arizona that would allow a family to come into the shelter with their pet. One of the challenges we have at Family Promise when a family's ready to graduate is because there's such limited availability of low-income housing in Scottsdale, they're forced to move to another community in the valley. So I believe with all my heart that our next move is to secure the next step housing for these families. To that extent, we have done everything we can to clear ourselves of any debt so that we're in a position to take that next step when the time is right. Second to that, I think one of the most important things we can do is to continue to improve the quality of our case management work, of our social work. We want to be known in the Valley as the single and best provider of case management for families.
It is so powerful when the families are in a group as the adults and get to talk about what's going on with them or their beliefs and values and kind of what are the next steps. I don't know, that's probably one of the most favorite things I love to do is facilitate groups.
When a child comes into Family Promise and is homeless, they're not the same as a regular child. When we send those children and their parents to the churches, power of love at the church level is incredible. When the children begin to heal, that's what heals the parents. That's the power of what Family Promise is doing.